What is up, Madfire Nation, and welcome to another video game collection video. So today is my PlayStation 2 collection. This is probably my second favorite collection behind my 360 collection. I grew up with the PlayStation 2. I got it, I believe, Christmas of the year it came out. This is one of my favorite collections, and a lot of my games are my original games that I had growing up, with a few newer additions in there. So let's get started, shall we? Now, I will not have any gameplay in this, just letting you know I don't have any way to capture the gameplay footage, so I'm just gonna go through the collection real quick and just show you the games, and maybe you'll see games that you don't know of. First up, Ace Combat 4. Such an amazing game. I've put so much time into this game. It is, of course, a combat flying game, and it is, part of the fantastic Ace Combat series, but this is the one I've played the most of. Played so much of it growing up, multiplayer, such a fun, awesome game. Arctic Thunder. Never hear too much about this game. It was actually an arcade game. The first time I ever played this was at a Chuck E. Cheese when I was a kid. And then I saw that they actually had a home console version of it. So it is like you're racing on snowmobiles, but it's Mario Kart, essentially. You got rockets and speed boosts and shields and everything like that. The game did not get the best reviews, and it's actually been a little while since I played it, but I played the crap out of this game growing up. So if you like a Mario Kart style, but you're driving snowmobiles and you're racing, then why not give Arctic Thunder a try? This is such a really fun game. Army Men Sarge's Heroes 2. Third person shooter, military shooter, but of course it's plastic army men. You're the green guys going against the tan, and then you have like the blue, which are kind of represent like Russia or something like that. But such a fun game. I remember I played this game with cheats a lot. But yeah, it's just a fun third person shooter game, and a lot of different variety, a lot of different levels. And I used to play a bunch of these Army Men games growing up, but I think this is one of the only ones I have left. But this is a really old one. Good old 3DO. Probably a lot of people's favorite PlayStation 2 game, Burnout 3 Takedown. This was also my introduction to the Burnout series. Amazing racing game with crashes. Your goal is to crash other riders, and there's also a mode where you just crash into everything and rack up as many points as you can. Burnout 3, such an awesome, fun racing game. And the Burnout games are still fun today, but this was my introduction, and this is one I've definitely put the most time into. I'll bunch these two together. These are... Some people might not like these. I do play these kind of games in either of the Cabela's hunting games, Cabela's African Safari, and Dangerous Hunts. African Safari I only played a little bit of, but I don't really like the trophy hunting, but still kind of fun, and you can get attacked by a rhinoceros. Dangerous Hunt, though. This game is another game that I put dozens, maybe hundreds hours into. I love this game. It is so much fun. This is where they kind of introduce where animals are they'll come after you. They will attack you. And I've always just had a soft spot for this game. It is so much fun, and it is pretty in-depth, and if you're into this kind of thing, I would definitely check it out. I'll also bunch these two together. Call of Duty Finest Hour and Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1. So, Finest Hour, I always had growing up, I had so much difficulty with this game. I don't know why. I was so bad at it. But this is, I believe, the first, if not one of the first, Call of Duty games. And then Big Red 1, I know this is called Call of Duty 2, but they started that on the console, so I'm not sure if there was like a Call of Duty before Finest Hour. But Big Red 1, this was the one I played the most of. Playing with friends and everything. And I do like military history, so I really enjoy playing these style games of World War II, and this one is actually one of the few video games that they do like the World War II campaign in Africa. Next is another war game, and that is History Channel, Civil War, Nation Divided. I also really like this game. It's kind of weird when you go back and play it. It's different. I remember growing up and just enjoying this game. But like I said, I really enjoy military history, and especially Civil War. So this one, it has a lot of the most famous battles in it. Of course, Gettysburg. I believe it has Antietam and Shiloh as well. First-person shooter, and graphics are a little. It's a little weird now when you go back to play it, but it's still enjoyable. Okay, this next game I have yet to play. I picked it up at a friend's garage sale, and that is the Da Vinci Code. So based on the movie, and I do enjoy the movie and its sequel, but I have yet to play this game. It is, I think, just mainly a puzzle game, but I do believe you get like Silas hunting you down and stuff. So destroy all humans. Oh, I also played the crap out of this game with cheats, but this game is so awesome. Do I still have my old cheat? Yes, I do. It's been a second since I've opened this because I have the remake, and I just haven't played this one in quite a while, but I still have my old cheat sheet in here, which is so amazing. I thought I did, but Destroy All Humans. I never really cared for the sequels. The Destroy All Humans 2 was... I do like how they introduced multiplayer in that one. I never played Pass of the Furon, and then Big Willie Unleashed on the Wii I just never could get into. But the original, such a fun game, controlling humans, using all the different alien weapons like the shocking ray and the anal probe, or just and then you get to fly the saucer and destroy stuff too. An amazing game. You can also like turn yourself into like holograms of other people and wander around and stuff. It's such a fun game. Now the next one's actually one of the first Atlas games I've ever played, and that is Digital Devil Saga, part of the Shin Megami Tensei series. Very awesome RPG, very different and dark. It's just really good. I mean, if you love Shin Megami Tensei and Atlas, I mean, this game is it's just so dang good. Disaster Report. I still want to pick up Raw Danger, the sequel. I think that one's a little more expensive. But Disaster Report, really cool game. There's 4 or 5 games in the series. I actually have Disaster Report 4, on the Switch. And then there's also City Shrouded in Shadow, I believe, from the same publisher or developer, and that has a bunch of kaiju in it, but very similar premise. But Disaster Report is a third-person game. Disasters are happening all over, and you have to find your way out and solve puzzles and stuff like that, or be killed by all the natural disasters happening. It is a very cool game. Nobody ever really talks about the Disaster Report games, but they are fun. I believe they were budget titles when they first came out, but nowadays they're still not super pricey, but I think they've been going up. But yeah, the Disaster Report series is just a very cool third-person action-adventure game, and the sequel is called Raw Danger, but I think the rest in the series is called Disaster Report. Another 3DO game, Dragon Rage, where you play as a dragon. How awesome is that? And you go around killing all the bad guys as a giant dragon. That is just amazing. Reminds me of some stuff. But yes, Dragon Rage is an awesome third-person air combat shooter, but you're a dragon, and you're just raining down fire and death upon all the evildoers, which is awesome. So yeah, Dragon Rage. Another game in a similar vein I haven't played a lot of, but this is actually the most expensive game in my PS2 collection, and that is Drakengard. So like I said, I haven't gotten very far in this game, but this is another action-adventure third-person game, and you can transform into a dragon, I believe. There is dragon stuff in it. I believe you can transform into a dragon or something along those lines. I haven't got, like I said, have not gotten super far in this game, but it is very fun, and it is the most expensive game in my PS2 collection. And I did have the receipt. Yeah, it was. I bought it for under $15. So, and I believe it's going for. It's not like it's a super expensive game, but I think it's going for around 70, 75 as this recording. So yeah, Drakengard, very cool. And there's also Square Enix. Next up, Duel Masters. Now, this was was an anime that, and I'm not sure if it was a manga, that was trying to like rival like back in the day like Yu-Gi-Oh. So Duel Masters never really took off, but I remember enjoying the game. Now I just picked this one up recently. I haven't really played it too much recently, but I used to rent this game a lot when I was growing up, and it was just a fun kind of brawler style game. But with I couldn't remember if I had the cards or not, because they used to come with collectible trading cards, I believe. But the front of the disc is actually very shiny. But yeah, oh yeah, this is the limited edition. Oh yeah, see, I bought it used, but it was gonna come with a free booster pack of Duel Masters. Excuse me. Extermination. So this is like a horror third-person shooter style game. I believe it takes place in Antarctica, one of the Arctics. But this is cool. You have like customizable weapons and stuff, but like your base gets like infected and everything, and everybody's out to kill you, and you have to exterminate them. But yeah, extermination. There's some horror elements to it. It's not like Dead Space, but still very cool third person like shooter survival horror. iToy Play. I did have the iToy. I still have the iToy. Have not hooked it up in a very, very long time, but the iToy was so amazing, and it worked. This thing was like not a decade, but like 5 years older than like the Kinect, and yet maybe it was like a decade. But this thing was so much better than like the Kinect or PlayStation Move and everything like that. And this came out like in 2003. So the iToy was so awesome. You could record videos. It had a bunch of mini games you could play. There's actually multiple games. I only ever owned 2 iToy games. The other one was like a hoverboard one. I don't have that one anymore. That's the only one I have left. There was iToy Play 2. There was like a couple other ones. But yeah, the iToy was I thought was an awesome little addition to the PS2. Now, one of my favorite games on the console, Godzilla Save the Earth. Now, this is an original artwork, unfortunately, but this is also one of the more expensive games in my collection. Most Godzilla games are expensive for whatever reason, but I'm a huge Godzilla fan, huge Kaiju fan. I have so many of the Godzilla video games, and I love Save the Earth so much, especially like the opening cinematic is awesome. But yeah, if you love battling as giant monsters, Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Mothra, Anguirus, Rodan, Jet Jaguar, among others, then yeah, definitely, if you can, pick up Godzilla Save the Earth. And this is also on original Xbox, but then there's also Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, which that's the one on GameCube, but I believe also on original Xbox, but not on PS2, and this isn't on GameCube. It's really weird. It's the same developer and everything, and publisher, Atari and Pipeworks, but I don't know. Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. My introduction to Guitar Hero. Unfortunately, my guitar was in a flood a while ago, and they go super expensive now because of course they do. So I have not been able to play this game in years, sadly. But I still got the game manual and everything, so at least I have that. But I love this game because of rock, so this game definitely works for me, and it introduced me to so many artists I love and still listen to this very day. This next one might be kind of weird because you're like, why don't you have the first one? Well, so Kingdom Hearts 2. This was the first, this is my introduction to Kingdom Hearts. I had played a little bit of the first one at a friend's house before, but I didn't beat Kingdom Hearts 1 until I got the remake on PS4. But Kingdom Hearts 2, I beat when I first got it on PlayStation 2 back in the day. Absolutely love it. I mean, I think most people know Kingdom Hearts now. RPG, Sora, Final Fantasy mixed in with Disney. Just so it's so cool. My favorite video game series of all time, one of my favorite video game characters of all time, Spyro the Dragon. And I have Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning and Legend of Spyro: Eternal Night. I don't have the third one in the Legend of Spyro series, and I used to have Enter the Dragonfly. That's not the best Spyro game. I had it on my GameCube, but I don't have my GameCube anymore, unfortunately. So that's a game I still need to pick up for my collection again. And I've never played a Hero's Tale, so, but I do love Spyro. These games are really fun. You get a lot of different like powers and like action moves and stuff like that. This is where Cinder gets introduced, I believe, in this one. Yeah, New Beginning. This is where Cinder gets introduced. And also, if I remember right, the villain is voiced by Gary Oldman, so of course. But also in these, Spyro is voiced by Elijah Wood, and David Spade, of all people, voices Spark. So I don't remember who voices Cinder. Here we go again with some more war games, and these are 4 Medal of Honor games. So, Medal of Honor Frontline. I love this game. This is World War II. I played so much of this game growing up. First-person shooter. I mean, not Call of Duty. It's Medal of Honor, but okay, it's also Call of Duty. But yeah, I played so much of this growing up. Medal of Honor Frontline, such a really good game. And like I said, I like military history and history in general. So this is these kind of games I get drawn towards. Not really the new ones anymore because they are not good. But these focused on the history and the gameplay, and they're just so darn good. I don't know what happened. Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Also played the crap out of this game. This one introduced multiplayer. Friends, we would play this so much together, especially on like the battleship and aircraft carrier map that they have. I mean, so much of this game. And if this one can't, this one takes place in the Pacific Theater. Frontline, of course, is the European theater. Actually, this one starts at Pearl Harbor. Then European Assault. Didn't play this one a lot growing up. My stepdad played this one a lot more. I never really got into this one, so I don't have much to say about this one. It's fine, but not my favorite. And then Vanguard. I did play a lot about this one because you could actually parachute in to the maps, kind of like Battlefield 2. You could do that in. I don't know if you could in Battlefield 1, but it definitely in Battlefield 2, which I actually used to have that on PS2, but I don't anymore. But yeah, you could parachute into the map in this one. Metropolis Mania, a cool little cute city building game. And you can like run around in your own city and stuff like that. This actually is a very cool game. It's not Sime. They do like simulation games, of course, really well. So yeah, Metropolis Mania. This is a cool little city building game. Very cute, very awesome. And I believe kind of cheap. This might be a game you've never heard of. And I believe it has a sequel as well. So if you love these style games, definitely get Metropolis Mania. So this next game, I only have the disc. I do have it in an empty case, but it is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix. Midnight Club series is very cool. I played Midnight Club 2 a lot at a friend's house. And Midnight Club 3, Rockstar, when are you going to make a new Midnight Club? Midnight Club 3, this one, well, it's specifically the dub edition remix of Midnight Club 3. I picked it up because it has Detroit, Michigan in it, and I lived my entire life right outside of Detroit, so I was like, I'm gonna get that, and it of course is a very fun racing game, but it's this specific one that has Detroit in it. So this next one is kind of an obscure game. A lot of people probably know about it at this point now, but Mr. Mosquito, another one of the more expensive games in my collection. It used to be going for over 100 or so, but it's dropped significantly. So, but Mr. Mosquito, it's so quirky. You are a mosquito. You invade a family's home. It's a father, mother, and a daughter. And yes, you have to suck their blood, and you have to suck on their, like, boobs and stuff like that. It's an insane game, but it's really fun. It's a little hard to find, and the price probably come down because it is on the PlayStation Store, because I have it downloaded on my PS5 as well. But yes, Mr. Mosquito, it's very Japanese, and that's probably a reason why it didn't really catch on, but it's quirky and a lot of fun if you can find it. So I'm a huge baseball fan, if you can't tell by my Erie Seawolves AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers hat. and I have MVP Baseball 2005. Now, I will admit, I didn't really get into baseball until around 2007, so I picked this game up a little bit after that. But this is widely considered one of the best baseball video games of all time, and I can definitely see why. You got Manny Ramirez there on the cover. Of course, graphics don't really hold up nowadays, but they're not too bad, honestly. And I bought this used. I don't know what that is on the back, but it's a fantastic baseball game. I don't really know why it's just so good compared to other games around its generation. It just feels good to play, and there's a lot of modes and everything like that to choose from. And yeah, this is why, like I said, widely considered one of the best baseball video games of all time. Next up is another EA Sports title, but this one is NASCAR Thunder 2004. Tony Stewart on the cover. But I still like. I kind of like NASCAR. I don't really pay attention to much anymore. I've been meaning to get back into it, and I just haven't. But when I was younger, I used to like NASCAR a lot. And I still like racing. But NASCAR Thunder 04, I used to play this so much at a friend's house, and I picked it up long time ago. And I love this game so much. You can create like your own characters and stuff like that. So many of the races in this game are now retired, and that's kind of how I got out of NASCAR too, because a lot of the races that I knew from this game were gone. But I love this game so much, and I remember as a kid a lot. I'd start driving the other way on the track when but this game holds up too. The graphics aren't superior, but they're solid and good, like crash graphics and stuff like that. But yeah, NASCAR Thunder 2004. Just, I know, random year, but it's just so much fun. I tried 03, not my favorite. I tried a couple passes. Just none of them held up to 04. I don't know why. Okay, this next game's probably a bit more obscure, but I did play this PC game when I was a kid, and that is Neopets. And this is Neopets: The Darkest Fairy, which is a third-person action-adventure, like RPG. And it's actually really dang good. This game is really fun, really solid graphics. You get like a trading card and everything, and a lot of different like areas to explore. You might not think of it as much because it's like, oh, Neopets, okay. This game's actually really good. I really enjoy myself with this game. We got another kaiju fighting game. Rampage Total Destruction. Oh, I love the original Rampage games. Actually, I can't say original because I've never played that, like the original like arcade NES version. But PlayStation 1, I played a lot of Rampage 1 and 2. I actually didn't get this game until a little later on, but this game's so awesome. You got George, Ralph, Lizzie on the cover there. And this has the original Rampage in it, but I've actually never played that on there. But Rampage, of course, if you don't know, your giant monsters go around destroying buildings and stuff, eating people, and just racking up points. Next up is the 3D platformer that I never really hear anybody talk about, but I really enjoy this game, and that is Scalar. I first played this on the original Xbox, and I do still have it on the original Xbox, but this is a really cool game. You play a young boy who gets turned into this cool lizard creature. He has to go around to like save his neighborhood because his like neighbor is gonna like turn like the world into like lizard army. It's something along those lines. But it's a really cool 3D platformer that nobody really ever talks about, and I think it lives up to a lot of them, honestly. And this is a very cheap game, so if you like 3D platforms, I definitely give Scalar a try. Like I said, it's also on original Xbox. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. I mean, I think a lot of people know about this game now, of course. You can play as SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy in this game. 3D platformer, pretty much, with boss battles and everything. I've played the crap out of this as a kid. I did have the, forget what, the rehydrated version. I don't know why I couldn't get into the remake. But I played the original on PS2 for hours and hours as a kid. I mean, SpongeBob's awesome. I mean, seasons 1 through 4 are awesome. that's where I stopped. But the thing is, that's what everybody knows is seasons 1 through 4. Nobody really cares about anything past that. So, SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom. One, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is one of the best games on the PlayStation 2. It's that good. It is that good, even from a licensed game. Hey, another war title. Secret Weapons over Normandy. So this is another air combat game. During World War II, of course, over Normandy, so we got France. But I believe there's different battles, if I remember correctly. I played the story a long time ago, but I mainly played this multiplayer with friends. But yeah, you can fly a ton of different World War II era like fighter planes and bombers. I believe from like P-38s to like P-51s to Corsairs. So yeah, Secret Weapons over Normandy. Graphics are pretty solid, and it's just a game you never really hear anything about. And it is, oh yeah, it's LucasArts. So but yeah, Secret Weapons over Normandy. It's actually a pretty fun air combat military history game if you like those style games. Another game that I think everybody probably has in their collection, Spider-Man 2, of course. I used to have Spider-Man 1, but just couldn't really get into that one. But this one you can go onto the ground and you just pretty much go all over Manhattan. So the new Spider-Man games on like PlayStation 5, I'm pretty sure were inspired by this. Because this game is just so good. Spider-Man 3, which I also had at one point, you could also do that kind of stuff, but didn't live up to 2. Everybody that I know loves this game, even though it's another licensed game, but they did such a good job on this that it's lived on in people's minds because it is very good, and I'm pretty sure they had to have drawn some kind of inspiration from it for the new ones. I could be wrong, but just seeing the way some of it's built, I would be surprised if they didn't. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Hey, another LucasArts game. Of course. But yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Awesome. So good. You could finally like fly in this game. Because if I remember right, Star Wars Battlefront 1, you could not. So they added that. You could also, and you got Darth Vader, you got Obi-Wan. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is such a good game. Third person. Love it. And yes, you have Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, the new ones. This is the best Star Wars Battlefront game out there. Another military game. This one, it's another air combat game, but you're in a helicopter. And that is Thunderstrike Operation Phoenix. This one's another really cool air combat game in a helicopter. You don't get a lot of helicopter games. And yeah, like I keep saying, it's just a lot of fun. I mean, most of the games in my collection I have because they are a lot of fun. And this one is too, and you can also get close enough to the ground where you can use your blades to kill people. Which I did a lot of. Tony Hawk's Underground 1 and 2. 2, I did not play a lot of growing up. This is more of a more recent purchase, funny enough. I really didn't play 2 that much. Tony Hawk's Underground, though. I don't know if I don't know how I couldn't have put less than like 200 hours into this game. I mean, the story's fun. You can also, there's parts where you can like drive a car, you can get off your board and run around, kind of like how the newer skate games are. But there was so much in this game. There's a map builder. This game has it all the different skateboarders. I love Tony Hawk's Underground so much. I'd love a remake of this game, but I can definitely understand why we would never get a remake of this game. Now, we have a trilogy. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I'm going to get this out of the way. 2 and 3 are fine. Never really got into them a ton, but I do enjoy them. The second, they have a different voice actor than the first one. There's some different mechanics. The camera's different. But I do like how they added some more action, like elements, new boomerangs and everything. They're good. Not my favorite. The freaking original, which is more 3D platformer than the other two, is amazing. I have the remake on like PS4. I have the remakes of 1 and 2 on my Switch. I love Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. This is the first PlayStation 2 game I ever got, because I got it on Christmas, and this was the first game I ever opened. And I believe it might be the first PS2 game I ever beat. I love Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Amazing 3D platformer. Not a lot of people talk about it, but you have boomerangs and a ton of different boomerangs to choose from, including like some elemental ones, some like mechanical ones. It is a lot of fun. It takes place in Australia, and yes, you are playing as a Silacine, a Tasmanian tiger, and this outside of Spyro, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger might be my favorite 3D platformer, and I'm talking about all consoles. I love a lot of Nintendo games, but this game is it holds a dear place in my heart. Another kaiju fighting game, War of the Monsters. Heck yeah, another game that kind of holds a special place in my heart. Not as much as Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, but I rented the crap out of this game growing up. But I didn't pick it up for myself until probably like good 5 years after the PS2 had ended its cycle. But another awesome monster fighting game. Tons of different monsters to choose from. All original for the game. They all have like their own different storylines and everything. And you can like run over the crowds of people, and they like little like blood spatters on the ground. It's insane, but this game is so much fun, and it's very inspired to like the old B movies of like the 50s, 60s. All right, only 2 left to go. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. But this one also has its own like original story, and I believe it takes place in like almost like medieval times. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. And then finally, Zatch Bell Momoto Fury. I enjoy the Zatch Bell anime. So you can play as a bunch of different characters in this, but you start off as Kyo and Zatch, and you start battling other Momotos and their partners. And it's a little janky, but it can be. There's a lot of fun to have here. You can use a bunch of different like spells from the book and everything, and it has tons of different characters from the show and like the manga and everything. But yeah, Zatch Bell Momoto Fury, fun little battling game. I haven't made it too far in this. I just picked this up just a few months ago. I played it at a friend's quite a few times, like a decade ago, and then when I forgot all about this game and saw it again, I'm like, yep. So, yeah, Zatch Bell Momoto Fury. It's just a fun little game. Like I said, little janky, but there's still some fun to be had here. So yes, that is my PlayStation 2 collection. Like I said, a lot of those games are my original games I've had since childhood, and PS2 just has it holds a special place in my heart. I unfortunately don't have my original PlayStation 2 anymore. I had the big sick model of it, but that, like I said before, when something got lost in the flood, that also unfortunately got lost in a flood. But I have PS2 Slim, that works really well, and I have the HD hookup for it. So I just love the PS2. It just holds a special place in my heart. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why not like and share the video? Be much appreciated. And if you want to see more of my content, why not subscribe to join the Mad Fire Nation? And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.